What's good, y'all? What's good? Welcome to another episode of Marshall Creates with Ecamm. Happy Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever day it is that you're watching this. If you're joining us live, welcome. It's good to see you. If you're on a replay squad, welcome to you as well. What's good, y'all? Who we got in the building? Who we got in the building? Oh, let me change to my Stephanie scene really quickly. Boom. There we go. Yo, so I got a funny story about this, y'all. So the other day, I go to live stream in my group, and my image looks like this, but I couldn't figure it out. I didn't know what was going on. And come to find out, I just had my green screen button selected, and I forgot to take it off from last week when we talked about green screens. So let me uncheck the green screen button, and now we're good. I actually sent Doc. This is like 11 in the morning here, so probably like 6 in the morning where he is. Sent him a message, but I figured it out, and I had to unsend the message, so hopefully I didn't wake him up. But yeah, what's good, y'all? We got Mr. Camera Junkie in the building. Oh, look at the poll. Oh wow, I'm getting a call. Let me make sure I'm on Do Not Disturb. Cool. George, welcome. Dan, great to see you. Great to see you. I saw the stream where you were talking about the ferns as well. It's funny, man. I got a chuckle, but I don't have any ferns. I do have some fake plants, but the only ferns that I have is this chair that I'm sitting in. It's called the Fern by Hayworth, and I have a fern in Florida, an orange one. So, but it was still cute. Ragging on my plants. Good to see you guys. Johnny Triple E, what is good? Hey, this is Katie. What is up? Obs, welcome. It's good to see everybody. Make sure I'm not missing anyone. Yes. Yep, it says it's Katie. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, so get your questions ready, y'all. In this episode, it's gonna be really casual. It's gonna be kind of like an Ask Me Anything Q&A, and I also wanted to cover some of the most frequently asked questions that I get as well. So I just have to pull them up because I get questions via DM. I get questions via text message. So I just wanted to kind of cover the most common questions that I get. And it doesn't have to be Ecamm related. It can be branding related, design related. Um, that's my lane. Tori, what is good? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Kimberly, welcome, welcome. Burns, fake plants, they're all the same. Okay. I'll let you have that one, Dan. I'll let you have that one. Um, cool, cool. You gotta get some fake plants, man, so you can smell it. Smell that fresh plastic, my brother. You gotta smell that fresh plastic. Cool. So I have some questions, but I'll start since Dan popped the question in. Nino, blessings to you as well, my brother. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, if you put a Q and a colon, I would appreciate it. Yep, that's how your question should look, guys. Thank you so much. So Dan asked, I'm trying to get more and more into graphic design. Which application would you recommend for someone looking to graduate from Canva to something with more capabilities? That's a great question. So if you're looking to get more into graphic design, I definitely would download Skillshare and learn. Still, I know it may be a little intimidating, but learn Illustrator and Photoshop. Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop. Take a course and learn Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop. They have tons of lessons. You can look through the reviews and see the most highly rated courses. And usually they may be between 3 to 6 hours total, but they give you sample files where you can work at your leisure, work on your computer and work along with them to create some simple designs. So I would recommend doing that. But another option is to download Affinity Designer. So I'll talk about it a lot, and I'll share that with you. I'll show you what it looks like. So I'll just pull it up here. Affinity Designer. I love Affinity Designer. It is like a hybrid of like Illustrator and Photoshop, to be honest, but it's a lot more intuitive. Okay. So here it is, and let me share my screen with you guys. But it's called Affinity Designer. Affinity, not Infinity, but you'll see how it's spelled in 1 second. Put my screen share. Boom. There it is. And let me move my comments over. Yep. Katie popped in the web address. I appreciate that. So as you can see, illustration and design at its best. It's a really powerful tool, and it's actually 25% off right now. I'm not an affiliate, but it's a one-time payment. You don't have to pay them monthly like you do for Adobe. So, boom, it's only $52.99 right now, y'all. It's on sale. And they also have an iPad app. But it's a really powerful tool. I love it. I use it every single day. And the cool thing is, if you do use Illustrator and Photoshop, you can export it as a PSD. Like export your file as a Photoshop file. And you can also export vectors out of it as well. So Photoshop is a raster. I don't want to get too nerdy, but it's basically for photo manipulation, and Illustrator is for vector design. Okay, so vectors are like, you know what? I'm gonna just show you guys, just so you could be aware of it. I'll fire up Illustrator, and I have fire up Affinity, and just show you a couple quick examples of what you can do in Affinity Designer. Okay. And Illustrator. So let me hit cancel. Let me just open a recent document. Open recent. So this is Affinity Designer. So this is a good example. I'll show you a couple quick examples. So this is a flyer for a client who has a conference coming up in October. So you're able to create different artboards. You can do this in Photoshop now too. But different sizes you may need. So stories version, a square flyer, Facebook, Kajabi, and different kinds of flyers and things like that. But if I take something like this circle, this is actually a vector, right? This is a vector, has infinite scalability, and I can export it as an EPS or SVG file, not to get too nerdy, as well. Katie says, nerd it up. Yep. So you can use it for a wide range of things. So for example, I'm working on a website for a client, and let me see if I can find that graphic. Let me see. Give me 1 second. I hope I saved it. I may not have saved it. No, I had to have saved it. Give me a second. So I just want to show you the versatility of the tool. So let me see here. Website section. I may not have saved it, y'all. It's okay. But as you can see, I have some PSD files in here. Okay. Oh, here it is. This is it right here. Yep. So it's just loading. I have everything saved in Dropbox. So, so these are some press kits or whatever. So I laid them out here like this, and then I created a perspective in Affinity Photo and then added a shadow behind it because I'm adding this to the side of a website to showcase what this design studio can do. Not mine in particular, even though I work in conjunction with them, and then stuff like this. But I did do this inside of Photoshop. I got a mock-up, and if you guys ever need mock-ups, I'll show you this real quick, guys. We could talk about design for for days and days. I recommend freepik.com. So that's where I got this one from, and I just typed in like website showcase. They have free assets, and then they have paid assets. So I'm a member. I don't know how much it is, maybe 10, 15 bucks a month, if that. So it's actually this user that I use. So I clicked on Design Warrior, and I typed in website showcase. And I'll show you this real quick, y'all. We're gonna be a little nerdy today. I'll show y'all some quick game. So this is actually the one I use, you guys, if you can tell. But I'm gonna show you some quick games, some quick design games. So I'm gonna download this one, right? As you can see, it's a mock-up. Downloads. Let's go to ecamm.com. So it opened up automatically, ecamm.com. Oh, nice. It looks a little different than I was on here last. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a tool called Snagit to take a screenshot of this website. But I'm going to do this, capture the vertical scrolling area. It may look a little wonky, though, because of the parallax. So we're going to see how it looks. And if it does, then I'll fix it. I'll just take individual screenshots. So this tool is called Snagit. So it captured the page. Now it's just loading. And it's going to open it up just like this inside of Snagit. It'll take a little while because it's a long page, right? So this is good enough, right? So you see like here on the background, because it is a parallax and maybe some lines, but overall it did a really great job. So I'm actually gonna copy this, Command C, go over into Photoshop. So that's something that I didn't share with you guys. Photoshop, I use it primarily for mockups. So let me see where it is. I thought I had it. Okay. So usually mockups, you can open them up like this and then find the layer. And this is very user-friendly, y'all. This is very user-friendly. This is in Photoshop. This is primarily what I use Photoshop for. So let's see, features, delete it. So that's this up here, place design here. So I'm just going to look for the actual place where I can put in the design. So I see this little icon. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it is a smart object. So I'm going to double click this. So this is where I place the design. So I'm going to do Command V, resize it. Oh, I see where it messed up. It's supposed to be a full video right here, but because of the parallax, it's not. But we're just going to leave it as is. So I'm going to resize this a bit so it can fit. Hit enter. Now I'm going to do Command S to save this and then go back to this main page, and boom. It has a nice little mock-up. I can remove the background if needed and export this and use this in other graphics. I would show you how I use the other mock-up, but it's, we haven't launched that site yet, so I don't want to spill the beans on the entire look of that site. But you got a little sneak preview of that. But it's for one of my clients who I work in conjunction with. But yeah, as you can see, Affinity is very versatile. I created a pattern for the website down here. You can't really see it. Let me see if I turn on the background layer so you can see the pattern that I created for one of the sections of the website. This as well. So on the actual website, it'll have like a darker background, and it'll be like parallax. So it's a lot that you can do with it. Um, okay, so let me check in with you guys because I know I've been talking a lot, nerding out. Cool. Okay, Snagit. Yes. No, Snagit. Affinity does not create motion graphics. Yes, but you can use Final Cut Pro or Motion, Apple's Motion for motion graphics. Yep, this is the Snagit website. Cool. So Nino asks, trying to make my sound adjustments volume without going live, where only my two sons can tell me if my sounds are too loud or too low. How do I do that? Yep. You would create, yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. You will want to hit record. So when you first open up Ecamm, let me minimize this and pop up live demo mode. Minimize all of this stuff on the screen. Boom, options, live demo mode. So you open up Ecamm up here. I mean, I'm live now, so it won't be up here, but it'll give you three options: stream, record, and what is the other one? Stream, stream, record. What, remind me? Stream, an interview. I think. I forget. I'm having a brain fart right now, y'all. But one of them, you just want to make sure record is toggled. Record is toggled on. Okay. Up here, so it'll be three toggles. I can't think of the third one for the life of me right now, and I just used it. But yeah, it'll be up there, and just make sure record is toggled on, but make sure stream is toggled off, and then you'll see a button at the bottom that says record. It'll be right in the middle, and it will say record. Virtual cam present, obviously. Yep. You know why? Because I never turn it off. I never turn virtual camera off. It's always on. Thank you, Katie. I appreciate it. Please don't fire me. Yeah, stream, record, and virtual cam or present mode. So present mode gives you the virtual cam, which allows you to bring your beautiful Ecamm video into other programs. So yes. So I always have that toggle on. There's no reason, in my opinion, to ever turn it off. So hopefully you'll always turn it on and you'll forget about it too. Yes, and you know what's funny? I've become so bougie now with my virtual cam, y'all. Let me put my spotlight on. Hold on. I've become so turn off live demo mode. Y'all, I've become so bougie now. I'll have two options, right? I'll have cam link and then virtual cam. I always select virtual cam. If I don't see the virtual cam, I get upset. I will close out of Chrome or whatever program I'm using in order to restart it or whatever to make sure that I have the ability to use the virtual cam. Even if if it's just my picture settings tweaked, something simple, I still want to have my virtual cam, y'all. I just want it. I want it. Awesome. Okay, what other questions do we have? While you guys are thinking of that, like I said, if you're just joining us, we're doing a Q&A. Ask me anything. It can be Ecamm related. It can be, I'm not as knowledgeable as Doc Rock, but I do my best. It can be design related, branding related, anything. So within community guidelines, of course. Let me pull up some questions that I had. So let me see here. I'm looking at, so somebody asked me about what tripods do I recommend, and I'm looking at one that I have, but I don't have easy access to it. But I'll show it to you guys really quickly. I just need to move this out. Oh, I appreciate that, Dan. I appreciate that. I'm the best, except when it comes to fake plants. Give me a second. All right, so tripod. What tripods do I recommend? It really depends on your setup and what you're going for. And like, for example, here, I don't use a tripod. I have my camera sitting on a shelf because my computer and everything is backed up against the wall. So I installed a shelf. And I have my camera sitting right on the shelf. But in Florida, I have a tripod that's similar to this one, and you guys can't see it, but I'll hold it up in a second. It's more heavy duty, and it's for, I forget what it's called, um, like a bowl tripod. I forget what this piece is called, but I'll look it up. It's a Benro tripod, and here I have a Edelkrone like slider attached to it, because the slider is kind of large, and I also use it for a jib, and I don't want to get into what that is, but it allows you to have all different kinds of motions. I haven't been using it as often as I would have liked, but that's the reason I got it. But it's a Benro tripod, and I'll show it to you guys on Amazon. But it's more of a heavy duty tripod. So if you have a camera setup where you may need a teleprompter, or like I think it's called a glide gear, or a larger teleprompter, or even a Des View, you may want to get more of a heavy duty tripod as opposed to like an Amazon Basics or a more simple, cheaper tripod. So you could look to spend between like 80 to like $200 or even more on a good tripod. It really just depends on what you're going for. So I'll hold this up and show it to you guys. It's probably out of focus right now, but I'll show it to you guys. I should really unscrew this slider, but this is what it looks like, and it has like, each leg has like these 5 legs within it, and then you adjust it like this, so it gets pretty large. So it's able to withstand a lot of weight, So I just have this kind of sitting here, and this is a Benro tripod, and I also have some cheaper ones around as well. But this is the real deal. This is really solid. So I have one like this in Florida as well. Okay, so I'll just show you guys what that looks like on Amazon really quickly. I think it's called Benro tripod. Give me 1 second, y'all, and get your questions ready. I'm an open book, y'all. I am an open book. All right, so I think okay. So let me go to my orders. Oops. Tripod. So this is one that I have. So this is actually the one that I have in Florida. So what's it called? Bowl tripod. That's what it is, because it doesn't have like a ball head. So it's called a bowl tripod. So this is more heavy duty. So let me see what the other one is called. It's a Neewer tripod, y'all. I didn't know that. Yeah, so this one is actually a Neewer tripod, but it's currently unavailable. So let me see if we can find something similar. This looks similar. Professional heavy duty tripod. So it does have a like this kind of head. It looks almost identical, to be honest. But this bowl area is a little different. But it still looks to be pretty heavy duty. But it says 17.6 pounds, and I think the one I had was like 26 pounds. So yeah, this is the kind that I have. All right, what other questions do we have? Oh, you know what? I have some as well. But let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. This is hilarious, Dan, because I just had Hawaiian pizza last night. And it was delicious. It was delicious. I love Hawaiian pizza. Okay, I got one from Nino. What's your view about a teleprompter? So, I'm actually a teleprompter convert. A teleprompter really helped me early on when I started doing videos, particularly for Ecamm, to be able to read and, of course, say what I wrote, read my script, right? So, it is a little awkward at first because, especially when you're reading a script, it could just be a little awkward because you want to make sure it It sounds genuine. It sounds like you. It sounds conversational, and it doesn't sound scripted. That's the main thing. So I actually experimented with reading from a teleprompter and experimented with just trying to memorize my lines. And I felt like when I memorized my lines, it was a little difficult. I'm not good at that, to be honest, but it sounded a bit more natural and conversational. But over time, as I began to read more and more scripts, then it became a lot easier, and I would kind of write my scripts more conversationally in the first place, right? So yeah, it's been helpful for me. And I don't use one here. I have used it a little bit. Like I used a Parrot Padcaster. It's a small one that you put your phone on. But in Florida, I use one, and I use the DesView T3 teleprompter, and I primarily use it as like a confidence monitor. So I can see myself when I'm speaking, and I can also see, like, if I'm on a Zoom call, I can see my clients, right? I can see my clients or whoever I'm on a Zoom call with, so I can look directly into the lens instead of looking at myself. Like, when somebody if you take like a selfie video, you tend to look at yourself instead of the camera, right? Or if you have like a DSLR or a mirrorless camera with a flip out screen, you tend to look at the screen instead of into the lens. So a teleprompter, when you use it as a confidence monitor, it'll kind of help you break that habit. And they do have apps and things like that these days where it'll literally adjust your eyeballs, so it'll look like you're looking into the lens when you're not. Or if you're looking down, it'll like fix your eyes and make it look like you're looking into the lens. But I haven't experimented with any of that yet. But that may be something to that I think that'll be a game changer if that once that becomes more mainstream, because I know a lot of people can benefit from that. So hopefully that helps. Mr. Moderator says tips for using the teleprompter: practice reading so you don't sound like you're reading. Yeah, that's true. And something that I do is I'll read the same line over and over and over and over, right? And I laugh because I did a commercial for Wix, right? It's like a website platform. And I think the entire thing, the final product, the final video was like 1 minute and 6 seconds. And we literally spent probably 5 or 6 hours reading the script. I read the same lines over and over in so many different ways, and they kind of chopped together the bits that they felt were the best. So yeah, I mean, we gotta practice. You gotta practice. I'll say that made a huge difference. Yes. Facts. Cool, y'all. So let me pull up some other questions. So if you're new here, if you're just joining us, we're doing Q&A. Ask me anything Ecamm related. It could be design related, consulting. Give me 1 second. Okay, so a question I get asked a lot is what camera and lens am I using? So I'm using a Canon R6. I'm using a Canon R6. I think it's cool, but it has been known to overheat. I haven't really had that issue, but if you're buying this camera to use for live streaming and like run and gun video, I don't recommend it. They do have a newer version out. I believe it's the R6 Mark II or R7. Don't quote me. I do know they came out with a more video focused camera called the Canon R5C, which addresses some of the overheating issues. But overall, I can't say I'm dissatisfied with the camera, but I wish I would have kept my Sony A7C, which I was using just prior to this for about a year. I decided to be a rebel and go back to Canon because I like their color science better, and I wanted to shoot raw and this and that, which I end up not doing because it's Ecamm's fault. They make recording so easy. I don't record to a memory card at all. Like, y'all, I literally have, look. I got this whole, what is this? Atomos Ninja V with the external SSD and all of that. I don't know how much I spent on this. I've never used this once because I record right into Ecamm. I don't know why I thought I would be doing any kind of recording outside of Ecamm, but I don't do it. I just don't. I don't have a need to. I don't have a need to record outside of Ecamm. If I have to record something, I just hit record in Ecamm and it's right on my computer. I could care less about shooting in raw and log or whatever and color grading. I just do it in Ecamm. So I got stuff sitting around here, y'all, because I had this whole grand plan. I was gonna go back to Canon and I'm gonna start shooting raw, and I want to get the dopest colors, and I gotta get the Atomos Ninja and all of that. Don't use it. Don't use it. So I wish I would have stuck with the A7C, y'all, because I like that camera. The image quality seemed to be identical to me. So I use the Canon R6, and I am coming back to Canon. I'm coming back to Sony, y'all. And my lens currently is the Sigma 24 millimeter. I think it's cool, but it makes a lot of noise as it focuses, which is annoying. I mean, you guys can't hear it, but I can hear it. So, but a lens that I recommend is the Sigma 16 millimeter f1.4 lens. I recommend that for everybody in most situations because you can get a nice blurry background. It's a wide shot, so if you don't mind a wide shot, then I would grab that. I highly recommend that lens. I just got that lens for my wife who has a Sony ZV-E10. So she got that, and we got her the Sigma 16 millimeter lens, and it's great. It's a high quality piece of glass. I don't know how many times I bought that lens between the M50. I had it for the Canon. I think I had it for the A7C, and I just got it for my wife for her camera. So I highly recommend the Sigma 16 millimeter f1.4 lens for most people in most situations. It adds it. I don't know what type of sensor. I don't know all of that stuff, but it allows for a lot of light to enter your shot, and also give you a blurry background. So it's good in low light. Record yourself in this recording. Okay, cool. With you on Canon. Look, man, I'm not even with me on Canon. So we still not in alignment. Oh man, I'm like, man, every day. I should have just stayed with Sony. I thought I was being a rebel. Canon and red, perfect Canon. Oh, okay. See, I just like the fact that Sony, it's an E mount in most cases. It's like all their lenses work with all the cameras. But on this side, it's like a RF mount. The M50 is an M mount, and there's some other mounts. I'm like, come on, I have to use some type of adapter for this lens. So I'd rather just have an E mount, and I'll be able to share lenses with my wife and that, all of that. Okay. What wall paint color or colors do you think works best for both recording and for RGB lighting? I don't know. I think it depends. If you're going to do RGB, I mean, look, so behind me, I didn't paint the walls. I didn't paint, as you can see, and the RGB still looks fine. It just depends on the look you're going for. But me personally, when people are setting up their studios, I can tell that it seems like darker colors work best in a lot of cases, right? If you're going to be doing RGB. So like in Florida, I'm not doing RGB, but I still have lights down there. I still have lights. So I didn't paint. I don't really plan to paint. I like the brightness of it. I have actual natural sunlight, which I'm excited about down there. But even without painting the wall back here, I have all this lights going on. You can still tell if you compare this to my videos in Florida and my other home office that it's still down there. It's just overall it's brighter. It's brighter in there. You can tell it's more natural sunlight. Oh, Katie says big fans of Westchester Gray. Would you look at that? See, that's why you gotta love Ecamm. We got an answer for everything, y'all. Like, not only will we tell you our opinion, we're gonna send you a link directly to our recommended color. Shows the colors if you want to do color lights. Oh, that's dope. That is dope. Cool. All right, let me see what other questions I have, y'all. Okay, so a question I get asked often is about LUTs. So if you don't know what LUTs are, it stands for lookup table, and it's essentially like a color grade or a filter for your video. And Ecamm has the ability for you to use LUTs in your video. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We have tons of videos on the channel about it. I actually have a LUT pack. I need to do another one. I probably will soon. Also, you'll think about your questions. You know, we still got a bit of time if you have any extra questions for me. So I'm gonna share live demo mode, and I'm gonna pull up my camera effects, my beloved camera effects. So this is the LUT that I have at 78%. This is the LUT I've been using for like a long time. I don't know where I got. I think I got it from Envato Elements. But if I crank it down, you'll see this is LUTless. This is with my LUT cranked all the way up. So I'm going to show you guys this outside of live demo mode for emphasis really quickly. So all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. On, off, on, off. I like it on, y'all. I like the look that it gives. And you see the lights in the background, even my mic, see that how it changes colors? It's more of like a teal. This is blue, but it's more of like a teal when I turn the LUT up. And it really just depends on the LUT that you have. So let's look at some LUTs. Let's look for some LUTs real quick. So I like using Envato Elements. Let's just do LUTs. Cool. All right, so Aryan Bright, I already have that one. Cream. We may do that. Let's do Seymour. Parisian. This may be cool. Let's try this Parisian city. And it gives you an idea of the look. But the thing is, it really just depends. I recommend you getting the look of your shot, how you want it to look out of the camera first, right? And then in Ecamm. So let me show you what I mean really quickly, y'all. Really quickly. So as you can see, I just have these tweaked, and let me go back to my regular scene. Let's do a default scene with no overlay. So, and I can also zoom in a bit. All right. So if I reset it, so this is how it looks straight out of the camera, because I got this look how I want it inside of the camera first. So, you know, depending on the type of camera that you have, it may be called creative style, or, you know, you can adjust your white balance and all different kinds of settings inside the camera first. And then once you're in Ecamm, you can further refine it. So I like to turn the gamma up because I like to look at my beard and my hair to see how black is it, because my hair is black. So I like to make sure that's as accurate as possible. So I turn the gamma up first, typically, okay? So that looks good. And then I'll make slight adjustments to the other sliders here. Warm. I tend to go a little cooler now. The tint, go more on the pinkish side than the green. I do like to skew towards that side a little bit. Saturation, I used to be saturation heavy, y'all. But I've dialed back. And then I should have taken the LUT off when I did all this. So let me do that over. So this is no LUT. This is straight out the camera, okay? Right, this temperature, a little cool, gamma. Make sure we turn that gamma up, right? A little saturation, then I add a LUT. So this is, you know, I'm eyeballing it. But this is a decent look for me, okay? So I recommend you do this first, well, all of this first before you add your LUT, okay? So we're going to go back and let me turn off live demo mode. Give me 1 second. Live demo. And change my scene. Can't wait to get back home to my stream deck. Give me a second. Boom. All right, so we're going to download this. Oh, cool thing about Ecamm, I'll show y'all that again. You can make sure you have the appropriate license to use it when you download it. I mean, I won't necessarily need a license to use a LUT, but if it's like a actual design asset or font, you need a license to use it. So you need to make sure that you covered. So I always click add and download with the license, even when I don't need a license. So I just save it as downloads. Looks like I downloaded this before. So now I'll go back here. Shift Command D. I just need to remember that. Okay, so now let's add a LUT in. So here I am. So I'll remove this and then I go to select LUT. Downloads. Parisian City LUT. And they have, oh, it's just one LUT. Okay, but it's 3 different types of files. All of these should work, but I'm partial to the cube extension because I just like the word cube better than 3DL and ICC. Okay, so this is something that you will notice, even with my LUTs, if you buy my LUTs, it's meant to be harsh so you can dial it down. You can find the intensity that you want. So now I can dial it down to something that I may prefer. So this is with it off and this is with it on. So if I do crank it up, I may want to reduce the gamma some. Okay. So this looks cool. It's kind of subtle, right? It's kind of subtle. So what I'm going to do now is just show you a couple more LUTs that I already have saved. Favorite LUTs. So I have a bunch of different ones here. Airy LUTs. These are cool because it's like bright and airy. Right. So you can see this is really harsh. So I wanted to scale this back. But as you can see, this makes my shot a lot brighter. Almost Florida vibes. And I can still crank my gamma up to make sure that my beard and hair is black. So now my gamma is kind of cranked all the way up. But still, overall, it's a brighter shot. And it looks good, right? It's a brighter shot. So they have different intensities of these. So let me just go to 6 and see what that looks like. So that looks way different, but you can see what it does to the colors. And I can just crank it down and then adjust the other sliders as needed. So the cool thing is you can eyeball it, y'all. You can just eyeball it. So this is more of like a retro vibe, right? I'm digging it. I'm really digging it. Adjust the temperature, tint. I think I'll leave it tint as is. Saturation. So you can see this is a different look, all right? So what I'll do real quick, I'll take a screenshot of this and then compare it to a couple other ones really quickly. I love it too, Katie. I love it a lot. Okay. Pacific Coast. Let's check this one. Oh, I'm digging that already, and that's already cranked up to 100. This is good as is. You know, if I take my gamma down, but I'm digging this. I'm really digging it. So if I take it off completely, so it's subtle, but you can see how it changes, like my skin tone, my shirt color, just overall, the overall vibe of it. It's really subtle. So let's select one that's a bit more harsh under Pacific Coast. And these I actually got from Lens Distortion. So I'll show you guys that. I will say, and I think they've changed their business model. They were really expensive at one point. But I think I was just thirsty, y'all. I was just not desperate, but I was like, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. It was like 300 or maybe 500 bucks for a year membership. But I think they've changed their pricing. Because I couldn't really justify it after 1 year. It's like, all right, well, I got the LUTs that I want to use. I'm good now. So I'm not paying another 300 or 500 bucks for another year just for these LUTs, right? So this is cool. So I'll take a quick screenshot of this to compare. Okay, so we got this one and this one. So you see the different look. It's subtle, but the beauty of Ecamm is you can adjust the intensity, right? You can adjust the intensity of the LUT. Sliders are possible to add to picture settings. Okay. I prefer to run them right in Ecamm, to be honest. And the thing is, like, if I'm recording something, um, like pre-recording, I may add a little extra LUT or some adjust the picture settings inside of Final Cut if I feel it's necessary. But I'll still have a great looking picture right out of Ecamm. And if I want to add some extra sauce to it, inside of Final Cut, then I'll do that, you know, depending on the shot. But, you know, I like to have the option of, well, I like just everything being baked in right inside of here. I love it. I love it. I love it. There's a lot of great help that was given us. Yeah, y'all, you gotta love Ecamm. You gotta love Ecamm. That's gonna be the new hashtag because it makes it so easy, y'all. And they thought of, I don't know if it's Ken and Glenn or who brought the LUTs up first, but I'm glad they did. If you guys look in, I think that's how. That might be one of my most popular posts inside of the Ecamm Live community back in 2020 is when I discovered that you could add LUTs. And I didn't really know a lot about them and still really don't. But I was like, yo, this is dope. This is a game changer. Beach. Let's see. Beach. Oh, this is cool too. It makes the blues really blue, even though I prefer more of a teal. But this is cool too. This is cool too. Increase the brightness. So if we compare this to the other two, you can see the difference. So it makes it more cinematic, y'all. It makes it more cinematic. I'm digging this too, but I prefer to have like the teal lights. So I could likely still adjust my hue. Let's see if I can adjust my hue back there, and if I can make the lights more teal. Okay, so let's see the corner light strip. Let's just move the whole pack. So I'm literally, hold on, let's see. So I'm literally in the green section on my Hue app. You guys can't see that. I don't think you can. And it's not going green behind me. So let me go all the way green. Still ain't going green. So that's what LUTs do. They like minimize certain colors, or eliminate them completely, or emphasize others. Let me go to yellow and see what happens. You can kind of tell it's yellow. Orange, yes, orange. It's really pink, like bright pink, but it looks more orange on my screen. This is pink, really pink behind me. Purple. So I'm gonna show you guys this real quick. So this is super green and you can't tell. So if I take the LUT off, that's actually how green it is. LUT on, no green. It almost, you see the good to goat sign behind me? Shout out to Alicio, he got me that good to goat sign. It makes the greens that pretty much that color, which is crazy. But that's the power of LUT, y'all. So if I go like super yellow, turn the LUT off, that's what it is. So this is like red, right? Turn the LUT on, more orange. LUT on, more orange. I love LUTs, y'all. Love them. All right, let me get back to you guys. I'm having too much fun with these LUTs. Thank you, thank you. Yes, we got videos on LUTs. Okay. The new update has some really cool features. Wondering if you could show how you would use your talents as a graphic designer and come up with those effects. Yes, you're skipping ahead. You're skipping ahead into the future, Dan. Yes, I will be covering the new features in a future episode. And my plan just personally is to wait till it comes out of beta to use it when it's official, because not everybody has the beta or is interested in the beta like us nerds. So the majority of Ecamm users probably have no clue, or wouldn't even be using them. But until it's out of beta, but it is on the list. It's on the list. I may do it before it's out of beta, but yeah, if you guys aren't aware, there's a new beta that just dropped that has a ton of new features, primarily and most excitedly pertaining to the overlays. I took a brief look at it. I saw a bit of Ken and Glenn's live stream as well as Honor and Fulgence last night. And I was like, oh, this is a game changer. So it's almost like 5.0. It's almost like Ecamm 5.0. So yeah, you guys definitely got to check out the beta if you're a nerd like myself and Dan. Check out the beta. Cool. I appreciate you, my brother. Truly, truly, truly. Yep. Exactly. Yep. You guys can grab the beta here, and you can also join the beta Facebook group as well. And the point is to give feedback. If you run into bugs, which you likely will, let them know. Let Ecamm know. Let Ken and Glenn know. But the beta is just to get it out there to those of us who are interested in being early adopters of and use some really cool features. And something that I found, at least being an Ecamm ambassador, member of the Ecamm fan for the past few years now, is that the betas, at least for me, they tend to be really stable, y'all. They tend to be really stable, and I've used them like in production, though that's probably not recommended. Like probably not recommended to use the betas live, but I have used them live in the past. So, but I have been on 4.0, the official release, since that was released, and I haven't been using the beta, but I'm going to be downloading it and using it. I know, right? It's like 5.0, y'all. Christmas in July. Ever incorporated a multicam setup? Me, I don't know. I have been thinking about it, especially since I've been back up here in Maryland. I have my slider. I'm thinking about taking the slider down to Florida, though I have a feeling we're going to be back up here sooner rather than later due to hurricane season. I don't know if y'all watch Ryan Hall on YouTube. He's a dope YouTuber, like a weather guy. He's like flipping the weather reporting industry on his head with how he's like direct to the people. He's extremely knowledgeable, very personable, but he's talking about the hurricane season may be crazy this year. So we're new to Florida, so we're like, it can't even really storm a certain way. We're like, is this it? What's happening? That thunder is real down there, y'all. Yes, I appreciate that. I was gonna get to that. Oh, we had 253. Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. The Ecamm giveaway is still going on. It's still going on, y'all. We on the last week. So go to ecamm.tv/giveaway23 to join the giveaway. So I'm going to show you the cool prizes that we have for y'all. Okay. A lot of cool prizes. You still have a chance to enter. Oh my gosh. We jumped up to 21,000 entries, y'all. Look at these. You get your own personal dock rock, a switch pod, Mac Mini, some microphones, Rodecaster Duo, Streamer X, and you get 5 extra entries by using the secret code Team Marshall. Team Marshall for 5 extra entries. So you have a real chance at winning this, y'all. 16 ways to enter. Join the Discord server. The Discord is lit. If you want to be the first to get some information on Ecamm or be in the loop, you got to join the Discord, y'all. You got to join the Discord. Okay? Make sure you following Ecamm on Instagram, YouTube, etc. But yeah, Team Marshall for the secret code. Me either. I have no idea. But in the meantime, if you're open to it, download the beta. Kick it around, see what it does. You don't have to use it live in production, but you can at least start familiarizing yourself with it. I agree. Yeah, very stable. 5 cameras. Oh, I kind of got off topic. Yeah, no. So I was saying that. I was thinking about incorporating the slider into like a second sliding shot. I may not. Likely not live. I know. Shout out to Keith, Pastor Keith Pelser. He has a lot of cameras. He's like mounted on the ceiling and a whole bunch of stuff. I probably won't do that live, but for pre-recorded stuff, which I do in Ecamm, I may use a second shot. A second shot. Oh, look, I'm not surprised, but look, I'm not gonna encourage it, but you could. But just know if there's any bugs or anything happens, it's use it at your own risk. Okay, use it at your own risk during your live streams. You'll probably be fine. You'll probably be fine, but it's not an official release. So I mean, take that for what it is. Yes, the beta. Okay, you got me even more excited. Even more prizes. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, let's look at that again. It's a lot of stuff, y'all. A lot of stuff. Make sure you enter truly. Head on over there to enter ecamm.tv/giveaway23. Use code Team Marshall for 5 extra entries. Yes, good luck. And knowing Ecamm, they may give away two kits. I'm not saying they will, but I wouldn't be surprised. Free chicken? Look, I'll take that. Cool. Yeah, let me know. We got a couple minutes left. Just let me know if you have any final questions before we get out of here. I sincerely appreciate you guys for tuning in. Next week, I will be back in the home office in Florida. We're actually leaving here in the morning. I had to make sure we waited till after Marshall creates to dip, but we're heading back in the morning, y'all. Driving back down. And I'll see y'all in Florida next week. Thank you so much, Katie. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. This was fun. I sincerely appreciate it. If you found this video helpful, entertaining at all, just smash that like button for me before y'all get out of here. Thank you again for tuning in. This is episode 20, I believe. Wow. Season 2. If you haven't checked out season 1, definitely check out season 1. But this has been fun the entire time. So I sincerely appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, and I will see y'all next week. Peace.